I discovered the performance poetry circuit in 2007. This happened when I was trying to find other means of making a living than through acting. A friend of mine suggested hospital radio, and I applied for a post at a hospital in East London, and I got it. This job involved walking around with the DJ to the hospital wards and spending time in the studio. I did this job for 1 day. This hit a snag. I had failed to inform the hospital of my condition. I got a phone call from the station saying the DJ had complained about my talking to myself and hitting the wall. I eventually got the push. I sat in Whitechapel Library feeling sorry for myself and flicked through an edition of Time Out. Something in the listings caught my eye. A spoonful of poison. Music, comedy and poetry open mic. I was not a musician. I was sick of comedy, so I tried poetry. I wrote up some material, not really knowing how to do it. I went along to the night, met the host, and I signed up. The stage was in the back room of a nightclub in Whitechapel. The place wasn't dimly lit, it was barely lit at all. The stage was a crate with a mic stand in front of it. I read out my poetry and came off stage to a faint smattering of applause. I found I enjoyed the experience, and over the next few weeks I wrote more and more poetry. I found I had an endless supply of things to write about. I memorised some of my poems and added theatre elements to it, including costume and makeup. The Batman film The Dark Knight was set to be released, and I borrowed the look of the film's villain, the Joker, for some of the darker pieces. I looked for other places to perform. I was like a kid in a candy store. There were open mic nights all over London. I read at as many of them as I could, and I took part in several poetry slams, even winning a couple of them. I made a vast circle of friends on the circuit, and felt continually energised and inspired by all the poetry talent around me.